Again, another bite, but welcome back to the channel, and today I'm testing the Mifine Outrange casting flavor. So this is a 1.98 meter rod. It will cast from 0.5 to 5 grams. In there I have a 3.5 presentation with a size 4 hook and a sort of tanta, needle tail worm or whatever you want to call it. I have already caught 2 small bass, like 20 centimeters. It has been quite hard. I tried to fish for sea bass on the beginning of the day, as I will show you. And it was so dreadful that I've come to this lake because I really wanted to catch something. I started the day with a curly tail worm, and I've caught and I had a few bites, and after that, even with that soft plastic, the bite just died. So after that now I had a bite. After that I put a craw, no bites. After that I put, what else did I put? Put another thing and no bites also. This one gave me a couple of bites, so that's why I'm trying to use it, even though it's bigger. And 2 basses that I've caught were 20 centimeters. I will show you right now the catches. Yep, first one. Stop it. Oh, don't go away. Oh, the water is quite warm. Small fellow. Let's take a quick measurement just to see how is the size in here, but like 20, so not that great. So, oh, immediately spilling drag. It's on the grass. I think it's not that big of a guy. Let's see, probably the same size. Oh, again. Yes, I would say the same size, so 2. But it's a very weird day. We are still in August. We are just out of the misery of the hot weather, but as you can see, it's overshadowy. I think it's still under or around 20 degrees Celsius. The water is quite murky. I had a couple of bites. I had some guys with this in their mouth, but I don't know if it's too big of a presentation, which I don't think. I've caught same size bass on another spot with this presentation with an even bigger hook. But we have to try. So I had a bite right here, right before I've turned on the camera to do the intro, and I will try to bite. Yes, finally, and probably the biggest of the day by the bend of the rod. Not around the same size. So. By the skin of the mustache on the corner of the mouth. Again, this presentation is working well. Nothing else seems to be working. Let's measure this guy. So 23 centimeters. So biggest of the day. Cannot really complain too much. I will give you like a couple more minutes because today it's a work day. Thank you, buddy. And I will tell you what I like about the rod, which is a lot, while I try to catch a little. One more fish at least, so let's move on with this. So it casts very well, it's very sensitive, it's happy on the trigger, so you'll be able to catch these smaller guys with not a lot of problems, even with this, I would say, not the best of the hooks that I have in here. It's a pre-made rig, so you have that sort of elongated shaft with a ring in there. And I was able to catch this guy. I think it was the guy that I just missed while I was making a couple of casts before I recorded the intro. But as I said today, it's a very weird day for being in summer. While I was trying to catch a sea bass, bite. While I was trying to catch a sea bass, it just rained on us. Not that type of rain, like, you know, the... Oh man. Okay, fixed. So I had a couple of bites in there. I just tore my plastic, I think. Hopefully it will survive, because I quite like this plastic. This is from a Ukrainian brand, Select. It's from Europe. I've been testing it for my Portuguese channel, and all the things that I've tested, they work very well. And I will have in a couple of weeks a smaller version of this snake, which I will try to use as a tanta. Now I had a bite. Yeah, I think it's trash. No, it's a bass. Very fugitive guy. So it's picking up at least. No. So around the same. So, fourth bass of the day. Cannot really complain. It has been miserable up until now. Now I will just chuck a presentation to my dad, because he also wants to catch bass. So give me a moment. So just spoil the sauce with my dad, so see if he can get anything on the end of the line, and I'll try to keep on moving. As I was telling, the rod, it's quite happy on the trigger, so I'm having no problems hooking the ones that bite on the hook part. I had some problems getting fish in when I was using the grub, the curly tail, because they were just hitting me on the tail end. But let's try to diversify our casts. Decent distance, I think. In here I have 50 meters of line, so I think I've took out around 30 meters with a cast. So enough for what you will be doing with this sort of rod. Of course, I'm using the silver feather with hybrid ceramic bearings, but if you are using anything over 2 grams, you can really check any of my real recommendations on this rod, because the type of rod that this is with a tubular tip, I would recommend it to throw anything over 1.5 grams, so you don't have to have such an expensive reel. If you want to use this rod for predators, just keep it up like on the range from 2 to 4 grams, which is plenty of enough for, at least for my fishing. If you keep on that range, you will have no problems. I would not use this with trebles, even though it has a bit of a bend. Maybe in a pinch throw some small crankbaits, but I would really use this rod for this sort of stuff. Jig heads, presentations with EWG hooks, with Cheb long hooks, soft plastics, I will keep it like it. If I wanted something to use with trebles, I get a solid tip rod. But the water is very cloudy, which is quite annoying, but it is what it is. The bite is again starting to stop, not having any bites now. I've caught like 2 fish, and then same that thing that happened with the curly tail. So I had a couple of bites, went on the same spots, probably catch those fish, and then just completely gone. Oh, bite. Yeah. Why I was talking. So he came off on the last moment. Yeah, he's underwater, so everything's okay. Probably the guy that was biting me on the edge of the vegetation over there. One more and I think I will be very satisfied and do the outro, because I really have places to go. And I think this one would be the biggest of the day. It looked quite decent. Quite a decent sized bass. So let's really try for that last guy. But as you can see, you can pull smaller fish. I think this would be ideal for perch, but they are too far away from me. It's like 350 kilometers, and for a one-day trip it's a bit too much. Man, I'm feeling again, it's the same pesky guy, probably a smaller guy. It just munches on my plastic on that spot. But casting is a joy. It's like a small cannon, and I really like it. I annoyed Mifine so much to make this rod and the microbite. As soon as the microbite came out, I still have the microbite to test, but I really want to test it on salt water, which would be next week. I don't promise that the video will come out as soon as this one, because me and saltwater fishing don't go hand in hand, because it's like trout fishing. It's not for people that don't have a lot of time to fish. You really have to put in the hours. So no bites now, but you've seen the bend. It's quite graceful. You don't have to put a lot of effort on the cast. I know I'm using a bit of weight with 3.5 grams and a bigger plastic, so I'm on the upper echelon of the cast weight of this rod, but not a lot of effort. As you can see, very small presentation, 3.5 centimeters, 1.5 grams. Let's give this guy a try. So, good distance for 1.5 grams. Let's see if bass are interested in baby shad. Right. Bite. Jesus. Man, I'll catch that guy and I'm done for today because such a nonsense. Now it's personal. Jesus. And of course everything starts to go to shit. Last chance of redemption. I'm using a Polaris, again same setup, 1.5 grams jab weight, size 10 EWG hook from Supercontinente, Polaris from Select. Had a bite, another bite, again on this spot, always bites and no fish. I really want one more, and as soon as I get it I will shoot the outro because today it's not. Man, I already lost like 4 or 5 presentations, which is not usual now, and I'm just getting pissed, and you shouldn't get pissed while you're fishing. But at least I really like the rod. The rod is very good, sensitive, you feel it's exactly another one. 5th of the day. Oops, sorry. Stop. Very small fellow, I think under the 20 centimeter mark, which was the previous minimum. Finally. And I think it's because I changed the presentation. This one it's easier to get a hook set than the previous ones where they will just target the tail end. This one I think they usually attack as a whole, at least from the experience that I have. That's why you don't see me using curly tails and other stuff, because they can work and I will use them if I need to, but this one usually gives me a higher percentage of hook sets. So I lied about catching the one guy and doing the outro, but I'm not doing this for too much longer. So usually in here today the pattern has been you do a couple of casts, get a couple of bites, another yank, and after that is just that plastic is just dead. That has been the pattern for today, so I changed as soon as I changed plastics, other than the craw and the pedal tail that didn't work. The rest I've caught a couple of fish, or had a couple of fish on and died. So I had a bite in here. Let's see if the guy is still there. And then that has been today's fishing. And as soon another one. Stop trashing Yeah, still small, but better than nothing. So this I think the name is Select Javik, 1.8 inches. It's doing the job for today, and this is my last cast. So let's hope it catches a fish. I probably retrieve very slow. After this I'm doing the outro. I'm really tired, my arm is burning, and other than being stressful because fish are not cooperating like the last time that I was here, the rod is such a joy, but I'll explain everything on the outro. And we've reached the end of the session. So today I was fishing with a Mifine Outrange. As you can see in casting, I had it paired with a Pure Lure Silver Feather. But the good thing about this rod, and why I asked this rod from Mifine when they sent me the Aircast, when I had the Illusion / casting, is that this rod can be used with cheaper bait casters. You can use this with a iStar Aurora, you can use this even without messing with it. You can use this with a Anatono Silver Rhino, with a Caesar VX0. In here I had it with a Pure Silver Feather, but that's just a personal preference, because I also wanted to see how low this rod can go, and it can go fairly low. The thing is, the best suited action for this rod is from 1.5 to 4 grams, and I used that whole range today, and no problems whatsoever with it. I've caught I think 5 or 6 bass, all around 20-25 centimeters, so not that big. The rod, you can get, I would say, 30 meters out of it with a good bait caster, and you will have no problems fishing canals, small rivers, creeks. Even though it's 193 centimeters, it's still quite nimble. And man, hopefully it will get on the Polish warehouse, so the Euro warehouse for the Mifine rods, so we can get it for cheaper. We can get it at like under 50 euros. And man, I really like it. I asked for this rod, now I have it. I will cherish it, I will keep it, and I will fish with it. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.